It is Wednesday, my droids. Time for Comics with Katarn. I'm super excited for this first issue of Crimson Reign, Kira in all of her glory. But before we begin, yeah, it's Crimson Miss, exactly. Shout out to Samuel Kim Music for having the brilliant idea of putting the Carol of the Bells with the Imperial March. How sweet was that, by the way? I figured I'm going to use Star Wars Christmas Lo-Fi for my intro musics for the month of December because it is Crimson Miss, you know. And what an awesome early Christmas gift than to get Crimson Reign, more Kira stories. It's not lost on me that this line is going to go all the way up to the airing of the Book of Boba Fett. Think about it. Think about it. We have 2 issues today. We've got Crimson Reign #1 by Charles Soule and Stephen Cummings. And then we've got Star Wars issue number 19, also by Charles Soule and Marco Castiello. So basically, it's a Charles Soule fest today, which I'm not complaining. Man knows Star Wars inside and out. Hello there, fantastic kicker, Laser Killer, Zach Taft, Dr. Holocron, unoriginal username, Harris Zero Dawn, Boba Fettuccine. Excellent. Crack 192, Dr. Sith, hello there. Yes, indeed. Happy Crimson Miss to all. I'm so excited for this. I'm so freaking excited for this. Star Wars, Crimson Reign, #1, by Charles Soule and Stephen Cummings. Kira's a master of Tiras Kazi. She held her own against Darth Vader, you know, for as long as she did, like, very impressive for a non-Force user. And we've got Vader, and we've got Palpatine looming in the background, and I think this is the tip of the Jakara. The Vermilion, which was on Jakara. You can't really see the rest of it, but I think that's the top of the or maybe it's just the symbol of Crimson Dawn. Either way, the Vermilion, the flagship's totally shaped like that symbol. And happy Holidays. I love it. Back at you, Dr. Holocron. After the fall. Here, I'll activate it for you. Oh, we're just in the middle of a scene. This doesn't look like the other ones. Well, it's definitely a holocron of some kind, but I've never seen another like it. It responds to, well, you'll see. It'll answer your questions, though. I know it did for me. Whoa. You have accessed this record using the light side of the Force. The dark side would have sufficed. The Force is the Force, to my mind. Would you hear the same tale you reached out from the shadow? Who can say? That is more about you than me. Whoa. This is the story of a woman named Kira. Grew up a scum rat in the sewers of Corellia. Trapped and afraid, she used her skill, cunning, and will to rise to great heights, to rule a group called Crimson Dawn. When she found them, they were killers, liars, and thieves, led by a monster. They remained those things under her hand, but she gave them something the monster had not. She gave them a purpose. Before I continue, this creepy woman telling the story, my first thought is the original concept art for Darth Maul that they drummed up for him, and George Lucas asked for his worst nightmare to be shown, for the scariest thing they could come up with, and it was very much this, but with very white skin and then like bright red hair. And George said it was too scary. Come back with your second worst nightmare, and we got the Maul that we all know. RCO7, yeah, exactly. Thinking the same thing I am. Yeah, totally reminds me of the Maul design. She gave them something the monster had not. She gave them a purpose. A grand ambition, the achievement of which would give the people of Crimson Dawn what they most desired, while changing the galaxy for the better. Kira planned and schemed and prepared, but most importantly, she searched for those few special people in the galaxy with the skill, power, and will to make her dream a reality. In time, she found them, and when all was ready, the cards dealt, the weapons primed, the engines fueled, she brought them together. The Knights of Ren, Janeth Cha and the Orphans, Ochi of Bestoon, Deathstick, Margot and Trinia, Kira's closest advisors within the Dawn. Myself as well. I have a name, but most simply call me what I am, the Archivist. Interesting. The archivist, okay. And when we were there, standing before her on that great, beautiful ship, the Vermilion, she told us the truth. I know a secret. All of you know it too. That is why you are here. Very few people understand the true nature of the galaxy, that it is a prison, and that all its inhabitants are prisoners for that reason. And the reason for that, the reason is one word. The name of our fear. It is the name of our chains. That word is Sith. Oh my. They are an ancient order, masters of the dark side of the Force. I learned about them from the one who ruled Crimson Dawn before me. His name was Maul. For a time, he was one of them, Darth Maul, apprentice to the only other Sith in the galaxy. There are only ever two. At his side, he learned of their mysteries, their power, and their eternal ambition. Then he died, and was reborn. Oh, look at this. Look at this art. Oh my god. This is a cool panel. I love that, like, this just the progression and how much she knows. Kira knows intimate details about the Sith. She knows about the Rule of Two, for example. Homegirl's done her homework. Then he died, and was reborn. Not uncommon for the Sith, from what I know. Embracing their true selves seemed to bring it with great pain, great change. But he was no longer truly a Sith. Like so many of you, he was used, and when he was no longer useful, he was discarded. That is what the Sith do. They take, and then they throw away. This should be the power structure in the galaxy. An endless mountain range, many peaks, none dramatically higher than any other. The people who live on them free to climb as high as they can, and all the centers of power contending with and compromising with the others. But the galaxy is not like this. Under the Sith, it is a pyramid. Everyone climbing to the same place, pushing down others so they can ascend. And at its peak, someone waits, ready to destroy any who would dare approach. The only truly free person in the entire galaxy. Emperor Palpatine. His name, his Sith name, is Darth Sidious. The name of his apprentice is Darth Vader. Look at this glorious page. They are the two most powerful people in the galaxy. And they must die so the galaxy can live. Interesting. So Kira has like fashioned herself into something of a, not necessarily a freedom fighter, but like a political activist in that she wants to overthrow the Sith and overthrow this like theistic hegemony that's kind of taken over everything that she is aware of because of her close relationship with Maul. This is not things that the layman even is aware of is happening in the galaxy, you know? I Reach Zero Dawn absolutely totally reminds me of Daenerys' Break the Wheel speech as well. Very good comparison. Star Wars Crimson Reign Part 1. The Orphans. Okay, so this is going to be her recruiting Chanath Cha, maybe? I have gathered us together because we are some of the few who know the secret. In a galaxy of countless living, unique beings, one man decides how we all live or die. A Sith. He will take what he wants from us, now and forever. He stole your pride, your ambition. Damn right he did. Your love, your hope, your identity, your vision. Suck it, Ochi. Your legacy. None of us are good, and some of us are worse than others. I do not trust you, and you should not trust me. But we all want the same thing. That means we can work together. Love it. Dryden Voss just taking a blade. Ugh, man. Solo has such mixed reviews, but I really did enjoy the Kira and the Crimson Dawn storyline in there. Maul had a plan to destroy Sidious, but was killed before he could see it through. I will not make his mistakes. I have the Sith artifacts he collected, and more I have found on my own. I have the knowledge he gleaned from his aggrieved mutterings. Always two there are. Always two. And most importantly, I will not be doing it alone. I have all of you. I'm so fascinated to know how the Knights of Ren got embroiled up in this and what their trajectory out of it's going to be. Same with Ochi, because we know he ends up working for the Emperor again. Whether you seek profit, or knowledge, or freedom, or justice, my plan will bring it to you. We can all get what we want. Just do your jobs, play your part, and we will achieve something extraordinary. We will all be free. Now, let us begin. Another strong Daenerys vibe right there when she's all, shall we begin, at Dragonstone? Black Sun Frigate, Dark Path. Ugh, I love it, with the logo just emblazoned on the front like that. Lord Gyuti, lovely of you to come down to the hangar to meet me yourself. Of course, Lady Kira. Courtesy is about the only law I respect. But you brought your guards. And so, I note, did you. Being courteous does not make me a fool. Is Crimson Dawn's reputation among the syndicates truly so terrible? I would say Crimson Dawn's reputation is deserved. But that is what always made you people useful. Come, we will drink and talk. You requested this meeting, Lady Kira. What does Crimson Dawn wish with Black Sun? That business on Jakara was important. To reintroduce my organization to the galaxy after so long away. But it was also a bit remote. I wanted to personally communicate a few key points to you and your people. Oh, I feel like an execution is coming. First, Crimson Dawn has no designs on Black Sun's territory, business, contacts, or wealth. We are not in competition with you. I'd like to see you try. No, you most certainly would not. Trust me. But war would be wasteful. The galaxy is huge. Plenty of room for all of us. You do what you do. We'll do what we do. Which is... Stop teasing it out, woman. If you have an offer, make it. Forgive me, Lord Gyuti. For me, it's the anticipation of the thing, always. Crimson Dawn wishes to remain small, lean. We want to offer services to the largest syndicates, precise, important tasks. We have contacts you can only dream of. If there is something you need to know, a discreet death, come to us. This would be an exclusive arrangement? Of course not. We will work for anyone who can afford us. But that will be a select group, and we will never need to disclose any tasks you ask us to complete. Our complete neutrality is the best guarantee of our discretion and our success. If we start taking sides, we will make enemies. But if everyone uses us and comes to need us, then no one will destroy us. We believe Crimson Dawn can be essential. I'm sure you do. Nothing wrong with a healthy estimation of one's abilities, but as a courtesy and a taste, let me provide a piece of valuable information. You saw what the Hutts did above Jakara. Attacked an Imperial flagship? Of course. They did it in front of all of us, the fools. Everyone saw it. Rumor has it that Vader executed the entire Hutt Council as punishment. That's true. But that's not all. My Imperial contacts tell me Emperor Palpatine was furious at the Hutts' betrayal. For years, the Hutts have enjoyed a special relationship with the Empire. They enjoy protected status in their sector. In exchange for performing valuable services for the Empire outside the bounds of Imperial law. This has been the deal in place for decades. But now, after the Hutt Council attacked them, Obadiah, High Fortress of the Pike Syndicate. We hear the Empire is reconsidering. They're looking for a new partner. It won't be Crimson Dawn. Castel, the lair of Papa Torin. I love this. So all of these different crime locations that we've seen in the past, we're seeing, as Kira is delivering this speech here to Lord Gyuti, it's like being delivered verbatim by all of her agents to all of these places. This is so cool, seeing just the spreads, the seeds being spread. Say what you will about Kira and her morals, she is extremely competent at running an organization like this. Yeah, this is some incredible storytelling. Leave it to Charles Soule to come up with something excellent like this. Really clever. We have no interest in the demands of a direct partnership with the Empire. We're small. We want to stay small. We don't have the infrastructure. But if there was ever a time to make a play, for an organization with a larger footprint, it could be quite an opportunity. Well, that is interesting. Pass it along to Prince Shizor, with compliments from Crimson Dawn. Canonized! That's it right there. Prince Shizor, made canon. This is the first time we've had him directly referenced by name in Star Wars canon since 2015. Woo! Oh, everything's coming up Millhouse. I love it. Give me that Faline, baby. Oh my god, are we going to see Shizor in Book of Boba Fett? No, I need to calm down. Calm down. Book's not over. Let's keep going. Prince Shizor! He exists! He's alive! Oh man, introduced in Shadows of the Empire by Steve Perry. Oh, it's incredible. Also introduced alongside him was Dash Rendar, whose YT Series 2400 freighter may or may not have been in the Book of Boba Fett TV spot that came out today called The Return. I don't know. There's a video about that on my YouTube channel you can look at. Pass it along to Prince Shizor with compliments from Crimson Dawn. Just remember us when the credits stop rolling in. Oh, man. Above Dantooine, the Siroto. Remember, no survivors. We need to leave 0 clues. We're just going to roll up and murder everyone, Shanath? Our target is a Black Sun Smash processing lab. They're tweaking the formula to make it more powerful, more addictive and effective on new species. Everyone there, from the scientists to the guards, knows exactly what they're trying to do. I'll shed no tears for people like that, Seer. Yeah, sure. I mean, if you want to wrap your murder in an ideology, like an ethical reason, if that helps you sleep at night, Chanath Cha. Guess that does make it a little simpler, yeah. Question unrelated. What did Kira refer to when she stated that the Sith stole your love and hope? I was wondering if any of you would ask. Figures it'd be you, Bright. You know how I call our group the Orphans? It's not just to sound tough. Of course not. It is literal. I am the last of my factory line. Seer's parents died long ago. Imara Vex is... My parents technically could be alive, but I haven't seen them since I was too young to remember. Right. It's not just you. We're all orphans here. Darth Vader killed my parents. Right in front of me. I had to swear an oath to him. I swear I will take no revenge. Nothing happened here today. Nothing at all. Had to just let it lie. I said those words because my parents wanted me to live, but my heart died the moment I watched Vader cut them open. Why, I figure it, oaths end when you do. My heart died and I've been hunting Vader ever since. I even became one of the Emperor's pet operatives, thinking it could get me close. Didn't work. I never saw Vader again. What I couldn't do alone, maybe I can do with Kira. We'll see. Query. Related. Based on this information, our team should be simply named the Orphans. Or we keep it how it is, Lady Bright, because I'm the boss and you guys are the crew, and that's the way it is. Focus up, everyone. Imara Vex is from the Star Wars Hunters game. Awesome. Okay, well that explains what she's doing here. I dig it. That's some inclusion that would have gone over my head because I haven't played Hunters yet. I don't have a Switch. We've got a job to do. Look at this. 2 nice ladies and a droid. Correction. 3 nice ladies.
Don't know if you're lost or looking for something particular, but you should turn around and find it somewhere else. Ain't no help for you here. Or for you.
Hello. Awesome, they got that Overwatch. Alright, bound to be a lot of guards. I'll draw them out. Seer, you and I will take anyone who gives away their position. Lady Bright, you start torching the place. Roger, roger. Hey! I'm here to take everything you got! Thought it'd be nice to give you smash-stealing, life-stealing, unfeeling bastards notice in advance for once. We've jammed your comms. No help's coming. You think you could stop me? Man, she really is cocky. Like, fancy throwing out some trash talk before you start your firefight. Like, Give it your best shot!
Don't mind if I do.
Automated fire? What's going on? Nice. She got a personal shield. I'm sure that's one of her abilities in Hunters, right? Well, that's not Imara, though. No. Interesting. Nice. And it just reflects. It just takes them all out. That's amazing. It's a literal deflector shield. Are you locked in, Seer? Oh, yeah. Targets galore, Janeth. You handle the platforms. I'll handle the ones at ground level. Wee. Janeth, Seer, we got a problem. Talk to me, Amara. Got a couple of Black Sun birdies trying to leave the nest. 2 transports. They'll accelerate into orbit and jump away the second they get out of the gravity well. I can't get them both. Don't have enough time before they'll be out of range. Blast it. Seer, you need to get to the Cerodo. A couple of ships are trying to escape. Go now. If they get into hyperspace, we've failed. On it, boss. You know, with the white fringe in the front here, she kind of looks like Rogue from X-Men a little bit. Specifically, Anna Paquin as Rogue, because that will always be Rogue in my mind. Ooh, what is that? Is that like a coaxium-infused round? I like the livery on the gun. Definitely some video gamey looking weapon. Awesome. Like venting the heat out of all these different places. Whew, it was a hell of a shot. Gotcha. Very Boba-like. Very Boba-like when he's in the tragedy, when he takes out the 2 fleeing stormtrooper transports. Okay, meanwhile they're being monitored by a Black Sun cruiser in orbit.
They just destroyed the other transport! What are you waiting for? Go to lightspeed and get us out of here! We don't have enough distance from the planet yet, boss. Entering hyperspace here could kill us. We've already calculated the route. Just give it a few more seconds.
Amazing. Caught them in time, Janeth. I'll come back down. Help you and Lady Bright finish up. Don't worry about it, Seer. We're doing our final sweep. This place is done. Only thing left to do is take some pretty pictures. You know, this is a thought. Like, when you think about, like, large cruisers and things blowing up in, like, chase sequences, happens frequently in the movies. How often does, like, that cockpit conversation, like, all those people's lives end in an argument? Like, they're just, like, bickering about, like, no, get us out of here. Just hang on, I'm trying to do the thing. Don't tell me how to do my job. You're dead. Like, a lot of very stressful final moments on a lot of bridges. It did not take long for Black Sun to notice the loss of their hidden facility. The research down there was important to Prince Shizor's future plans. Lord Guti insisted on receiving daily reports.
Lord Guti, when the Lothal Smash Lab didn't check in, we sent a patrol to him to see what was happening.
Lothal, huh? Interesting.
It's gone. Burned to ash. What? Who did it? Who would dare? Has anyone claimed responsibility? No, not yet. But a few hours ago, this popped up on the screens, on the shadow feeds. No source. No one claiming responsibility. Whoever did this didn't want it to be about them. They wanted to send a message to the galaxy about us. Black Sun is in eclipse. Yes, I can read. They're calling us weak.
That's pretty clever. Black Sun is in eclipse. Good old Kira. She always was good with the wordplay.
None of the other syndicates wanted to claim this because they know we would eradicate them. Could have been any one of them, which means we need to send a message to our own. It means we'll have to hit them all.
He's absolutely terrified of appearing weak, so he's like, if we don't know who the target is, we're just going to smash out at all of them. Even though you have potential business dealings with them, this is Kira's masterstroke. This is how she weakens all of the rivals. The orphans continued their work, sowing havoc among the syndicates, never allowing themselves to be seen, leaving few survivors, creating an atmosphere of dread and distrust. None of the syndicates knew who to blame, so they blamed each other, their suspicions stoked by the whispers of Crimson Dawn. Not just the messages from Kira, Margot, and Trinia, but confirmation from within their own ranks. Double agents under control of the Dawn. The story was always the same. The Empire was about to end their deal with the Hutts and would choose the strongest syndicate to replace them. Or perhaps just the only one left. Before long, they were fighting each other, burning their resources, disrupting the normal rhythms of criminal activity in the galaxy. It was disorder, and a galaxy ruled by one who valued order above all else and would take extreme measures to preserve it. Look at this glorious montage of just like rolling over factories, destroying labs, shooting Hutts, like running off bad guys. Look at this. This looks like a shot out of The Departed by Martin Scorsese. Like, I'm really digging the vibes. They're really going into like that dark criminal underbelly. She's pulling a very Lannister type move. I completely agree with that. It's very coordinated. It's so many prongs to this, and it's all simultaneously happening. Also, this is very important context for us. This shows us just what a state of upheaval the criminal underworld will probably still be in by the time of the Book of Boba Fett. Coruscant, the Imperial Palace. And so, as the syndicates went to war, Emperor Palpatine took notice. Is that my man Sate Pestage giving the stank face? I dig it. He was displeased. He took action. Inform Lord Vader that he is required. But the Syndicate War was far from the only plan Kira had set in motion. I love how terrified and startled everyone is that Palpatine speaks. They're like, oh my god, he actually needs something. Oubliette class transport, Night Buzzard. Oubliette class, I hope that means that it's like a prison ship. Or it has cells on it. The Knights of Ren also had a role to play. Brutish and terrible, but one of the few groups of dark-side practitioners left after Palpatine's purges. And perhaps the only one sufficiently proud, strong, and foolish to directly defy the Sith. Kira was clear. As long as we bring her what she's looking for, we can take anything else we can carry. Bound to be plenty of good stuff in there, Mirinda. I bet, Ren. Better than picking over old ruins hoping to find a kyber crystal someone forgot. Kira even gave me a map of the place. Access codes. No idea where she got it. For someone who can't touch the shadow, she's a pretty impressive woman. That's right, we learned from the rise of Kylo Ren that Ren and the rest of the knights refer to the dark side as using the shadow, touching the shadow. You really think a woman like that would lower herself to someone like you? Plenty of women like to get low, especially the fancy ones. Oh, Ren. But I'm not going there. One of us would end up dead. We'll keep it strictly business. More opportunity there anyway. This is the biggest job we'll ever pull, no question about it. Fortress Vader. We'll be legends. I just don't know how we'll do it. Damn, you guys are gonna sneak in a Fortress Vader? Ooh, this is not gonna end well. We're definitely gonna lose the Deveronian and Twi'lek members of the Knights of Ren. Calling it right now. Oh, I was really expecting to see it to be continued down here. Thank goodness. The assassins prepared as well, in their own strange ways. Ochi of Bestoon sat sharpening his blade in the dark. That's the blade. Hold on, that's the knife. Holy crap, that is the knife. First time we've seen it. But then, everything was dark to him now. He lost his way at Exegol and yet has not yet found his way back. Perhaps he never would. I have seen the light. As long as I knew him, he remained a terrified little beast who killed anyone. Oh my goodness. As long as I knew him, he remained a terrified little beast who killed because anyone he murdered could not kill him. His road was paved in corpses. Some were paid for by Kira. I have seen the light. It was so pretty. The light he's referring to is the giant red Kyber mountain on Exegol that he beheld in Darth Vader issue number 11, and his eyes literally exploded. It was amazing. Deathstick was as much a killer as Ochi, but she was not lost. She was born of night No one could be more at home in the dark. Many in her profession would refuse the target Kira gave her. Deathstick was not bothered at all. Just meditating in the dark in front of her knives. Deathstick is definitely a most singular, has a singular focus so far. We haven't seen any other dimensions to Deathstick. And yeah, no, the knife, that's pretty huge as well. As for my own role, Kira employed me as a general advisor on all matters related to the Force and the Sith. She had gleaned mere scraps from Maul, but to her credit, she knew it. Lady Kira was never afraid to admit when she did not know something. Her flaws were in other areas. Kira did give me one specific task, a way we might increase our chances of success. I love that Crimson Dawn has their own library archive like this. Really reminds me of the Jedi Temple library, but I love that we've got the red, the crimson, if you will, glow. And then, of course, the sigil above the door. Very cool. We were not the Sith's only enemies. Another group fought them for centuries, defeating them more than once. Palpatine destroyed their great order through machinations dark and deep. But Kira was convinced some few had survived his purge. If any could be found, they might serve as powerful allies. And if not allies, hello there, friend. As bait. No way. No way, the archivist is gonna find Yoda's hiding place? This is getting ridiculous crazy. The conflict among the Syndicate is well underway, Lady Kira. The Hutts are holding back, responding if attacked, but otherwise staying out of it. Jabba is a long game player, Marco. He knows the Empire isn't actually considering a new partner. He'll ride things out on Tatooine, watch as his competitors eat each other. Trinia, pass word to Chanath Cha and her orphans that they can lie low for the time being. They will have a role to play in the future, but for now, they've done their part, and then some. I will, Lady Kira. The assassins are next. I will send them after their targets, and reach out to Leia Organa. Tell her I would like to meet. The rebels will be part of this, whether they want to or not, whether they even realize it. Kira planned as well as anyone could, achieved extraordinary things. An astonishing woman in 1,000 ways. You know, this is the story of the fall of Crimson Dawn. The fall of Crimson Dawn. I really think this could work. This story is a tragedy. Wow. To be continued. Completely flipping the vibe at the end there. This was so, like, industrious. There was so much momentum. Like, look at Kira making all these moves. And then you hit us with this just such a note of uncertainty at the end. Like, this is a story of a tragedy. This is the fall of Crimson Dawn. Wow. Excellent writing. Excellent little narrative switcheroo at the end there from Charles Soule. I cannot wait to see where this leaves us. Tell me more about the fall of Crimson Dawn. Crimson Dawn 2 is going to be the Assassins. Yeah, we're going to get Deathstick. More Ochi, of course. Can't wait. Followed by Vader 19, Bounty Hunters 19, Afra 17, and Star Wars 20. I'm looking forward to Afra too, with the Thought Dowser. Very clearly one of the ancient artifacts that we see on display in the Old Republic as well. Darth Barris uses something very similar to it. You're right. Before the fall, it did say after the fall in the very beginning. You're right. I didn't really contextualize that until just now. That's a good catch. It did say after the fall. Let's go back and take a look. After the fall. Here, I'll activate it for you. See, I want to know who is speaking here. Who is activating it? These are all questions for issue number 5, I'm sure. You know, we will get our answers. All right, now we're switching gears over to Star Wars issue number 19 by Charles Soule and Marco Castiello. Looking forward to this too. God. Luke with his new yellow saber. I'm digging this new storyline. It's very cool. I wonder if we're ever going to see the yellow saber on screen. If this time period is ever going to get captured in like a Disney Plus event. It could be Leia and Han. I have a theory that that Kira is going to die by Leia's hand, if anyone's, not by Boba's. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Dangerous turn. After scattering following the Battle of Hoth, the Rebel fleet is once again reunited and must plan their next steps carefully. Luke Skywalker, after having a near-death encounter with Darth Vader, realizes he must continue his training if he is to become a Jedi and defeat the Dark Lord of the Sith. Yeah, unoriginal username. When I saw After the Fall, my gut instinct was, are they talking after Order 66? Like the fall of the Jedi? But it really does remain to be seen. The Rebel Fleet, Divisions 4, 7, and 11. We are reunited. Oh, is this Mon Mothma? We are reunited, but so many of us remain lost. 3 divisions of the Rebel Fleet have been reunited after our scattering at Hoth, thanks to the bravery and skill of Starlight Squadron, and so many others. That leaves many ships, many members of the Alliance yet to be found, while Imperial Commander Elian Zara remains on the hunt. Locating the missing divisions must be our primary focus, but it is not our only goal. Admiral Akbar, if you would.
Thank you, Senator Mothma. While our fleet remains diminished, I believe we have the capacity to begin addressing some secondary goals. First among those is re-establishing a supply chain. Captain Holdo has been working to make deals with the crime families to gather fuel and some provisions, but the Syndicate War that just broke out is interfering with her efforts.
They're referring to the Syndicate War that we just learned about in Crimson Dawn, number 1. Luke, you seem like you're halfway across the galaxy.
In addition, Lieutenant Sarah Bay remains trapped on the Imperial Star Destroyer Tarkin's Will. While she is providing us with valuable intelligence, a rescue mission is a top priority.
About damn time. Sorry, Leia, you're right. I'm just trying to figure out what to do next. R2 gave me a list of possible Jedi sites across the galaxy from an old Imperial archive he found. A new base must be established. Many of the ships need refitting, and I'll have to face Vader, eventually. No one else has a chance against him, but I wasn't ready on Jakara, and we almost lost Han forever because of it. I need to find a way to finish my training, and soon. Luke, I understand. The last time you felt this strongly, it led you to a new lightsaber, and just seeing it in your hand inspired the entire Alliance. You need to trust what the Force is telling you. Go. I'll smooth it over with Mon Mothma. We can fight these battles without you, for now. Thank you, Leia. May the Force be with you. Look at all these, R2. Where do I even begin? Some of these I know are bad news, too. Jedda's just a rotting hole in space now. And Tempe's was where Vader laid that trap for me. We've got a list of Orbesh locations. Let's take a look at what we got here. Jeddah, okay. Tempe's, Brightholm, Al-Dalim, I don't know Al-Dalim. Tython, nice, this one says Tython right here. We got Chespia, Lothal, fuck yeah. Deveron, we already did the Deveron one. And at the bottom, Elam. Hell yeah, please go to Elam. Either go to Elam or Tython. Tython would be really cool too. This is a list the Imperials made. It's hard to think there would be anything left to find at any of these places. They have destroyed them or taken everything worth taking. I'm just so exhausted, R2. Vader almost killed me on Jakara. He said he could sense my fear, and that's why he didn't have to worry about me. He's right. I know I have to face him again. But how? I know I have to keep going, keep trying, but I wish Master Yoda would talk to me. Alright, these places might be ruined. They might be traps. They might be long gone. But it's what I've got. Let's start with Oh, I mean, Tython's right there. Come on, go to Tython. Elam. Okay, I'll take it. Elam's cool, too. Hell yeah. You can see right here the trench that eventually will become Starkiller Base. Whoa. What happened here? Nice, we're actually seeing it happen? Like, the Empire has done this since Jedi Fallen Order? I guess it's still happening, huh? This place feels like it was important, but now all I sense is pain. The Empire's killing this place, a little more every day. Come on, R2. Let's get out the same way we came in. Use the weather to help us slip the blockade. There's nothing for us here. I wouldn't be so sure. Damn, it's too bad. Arashar. Maybe there's something down there, but I sure won't get to see it. Now that the whole rebel fleet at my back. Yeah, that's pretty heavily blockaded. Lothal, yes! I don't get it, R2. I can sense this place needs to be opened up by the Force, just like the outpost on Tempest. But it's not responding to me. It feels buried somehow, long ago. Or maybe it's just locked, and I don't have the key. I feel like I've learned so much, but I still don't know anything. Anything at all. I wonder if it won't open to him because it's waiting for Ezra. And the Force, like, knows, you know? Because they're the same age. This is after the time of Rebels. Maybe not the season finale of Rebels, but this is after, yeah, I mean, like, interesting. Aldolim. Yeah, that's that. The river moon of Aldolim. A river moon. At least this planet's not being cut in half or surrounded by 100 Star Destroyers, huh, R2? Let's hope we have better luck here. Mount Pasfal. Okay, looks like there's something here, and it's not too heavily guarded. Maybe we can make this work, just need to be smart about it. Very funny, R2. The ruins of Ambalar. Looks like there was a city here once. Dam must have collapsed. That's too bad. I was hoping we could find a... Yeah, that should work. Looks like they've rebuilt a little. We'll head into town, see if we can learn anything. But there might be an Imperial presence, and I'm one of their biggest targets. I don't want to draw any attention. It's always great when Luke dons like a hooded robe. Bonus points if it's a poncho. Okay, let's see what we can see. I'm really loving the colors, the color scheme on this planet too, like the pink and purples and blues in the rocks in the mountains. Stay here, R2. I've got an idea. Something Master Yoda taught me. I saw Ben do it once too. Might get us everything we need to know, quick and easy. But be ready for a quick getaway. You know, just in case. No fear. Only the Force. Hello. Look at this panel. I love how silhouetted everything is against the sky. It's really showing Luke's uncertainty at his own move here. He's like, oh my god, he's full of dread. He's talking to stormtroopers. This might not even work. But he saw Yoda do it. He saw Ben do it. It could work. Oh, RC, you're totally right. Ezra hid the temple at the end of Season 4, and that's why he couldn't bring it up. Absolutely right. That's the reason why. I would like to know what the Empire is doing at the top of the mountain on the other side of the river.
Move along, citizen.
Blast it. Come on, R2. We'll find another way. That's pretty ballsy. Luke rolled a 1. This is a beautiful panel. I love it when we get foreground shading like this with like a blue, like a muted color. Yeah, this is some excellent artwork. Nice, he sees a Republic symbol. Huh? What is it, R2? I don't get it. What is this? Oh man, it must be like kind of emotional for R2-D2. Well, emotional, he's a droid, but to see this symbol that was such a big part of his life in the Clone Wars. And Luke doesn't even know what it is.
Surprised you don't know. But then, you probably have other people to fix your starships.
I'm sorry, friend. I don't know what you meant.
That's a hull panel from a Delta 7 Aether Sprite. The Jedi flew them back in the Clone Wars.
Guess that was a little while ago, though. Awesome. It's actually, the whole panel comes from a Jedi Starfighter. I love it. The Aether Sprite was the kind they used in Attack of the Clones.
You better come inside. If I noticed that thing on your belt, odds are someone else might too.
Ooh. Are you actually a Jedi?
Are you actually a Jedi?
Trying to be.
I thought they were all gone.
Just about.
I knew one once. His name was Kirak Infil-Ah.
Did you know him? Can't say I did. Well, I did. In Vader Dark Lords of the Sith by Charles Soule and Giuseppe Camicoli, one of the first things that Vader has to do is go off and claim a Jedi's lightsaber so that he can use Sith bleeding on the crystal. And the lightsaber he ends up using, he takes from Kirak Infil-Ah, who was a Jedi battle master and was one of the toughest fights that Vader did. Epic issue. Definitely check it out. Also, Kirak Infil-Ah had an epic beard. One of the best beards out there in Star Wars.
Can't say I did. Yeah, long time ago. Probably died before you were born.
About, like a couple weeks to a couple months after, actually.
He saved my life.
Oh, look, here he is with the short beard. How do you do that? Those things are heavy. Even my father can't lift them alone.
The Force makes all things light, my young friend. Once I have completed my mission, perhaps I will return here and teach you what I know of its mysteries. My dad was a mechanic too. Kirak paid us to store his starship while he did whatever he did at the monastery up on Mount Pasval. He showed up one day, said he was going to head out on some important mission and needed his ship. Told my dad to get it ready.
I'm loving the connections. Then he sensed something, I guess. Said something bad was coming. That's right, the reason why the dam was broken was the duel between Infil-Ah and Vader broke the dam. He just acted. He warned us, then left to stop whatever was about to happen. He didn't stop to think, had no doubts, wasn't concerned for himself at all. Kirak Infil-Ah was that kind of guy.
Keep working on the ship. Get it ready to fly as quickly as you can.
He just acted. I think he failed not long after. He was gone. I think he failed. Not long after he was gone, the dam above the old city broke. Everything he was lost. But because of Kirak Infil-Ah's warning, my parents were ready, and they had a ship right there, good to go. I made it out with my baby sister. My parents didn't. Damn. No pun intended.
So that's my story. What's yours, almost Jedi? Why did you come here?
I
understand binary, little droid. Wouldn't be much of a mechanic if I didn't.
I appreciate your loyalty to your master, but I don't have any interest in turning him over to the Imperials. Could have done that straight away, didn't. A Jedi saved my life once. Galaxy being how it is, I can't imagine you'd claim you were trying to be one if you weren't. I've wanted to repay that debt my whole life. You're probably as close as I'll ever get. So Luke, my name's Kali. What can I do for you? The Jedi are gone, but their legacy might still exist. I need to learn, to understand as much as I can. I think the mountain your Jedi came from was connected to the Order. I'm trying to figure out what the Empire's looking for up there.
Hell, you should have asked. You should have just asked. Would have told you without the history lesson. Huh.
Mount Pasval isn't just the monastery. The whole mountain's hollow. Passages and chambers and temples. It's thousands of years old. The Jedi used it that whole time. The Empire's been exploring it for decades, and they're still bringing things out. Before the artifacts get moved off planet, they get stored in that warehouse. Interesting. If there's anything to find, it'll be in there. But if you want to break in, you'll be doing it alone. A Jedi saved my life. I won't dishonor him by throwing it away, even for another one. You've done more than enough. Thank you, Kali. If you've got any ideas on how we're getting in there, R2, I'm listening. There's always the direct approach. No doubts. No fear. I could put all of that aside. Let the Force flow through me. If I really let go, they wouldn't be able to stop me. I could cut right through them. You're not sounding like a Jedi, though. Keep this safe for me, R2. Look at that. Luke has the presence of mind to realize when he'd be in a moment of temptation. Good job. And he meditates. Amazing. We're getting the equivalence of the paneling that Giuseppe Camuncoli did for Vader when Vader was meditating in Dark Lords of the Sith, and now we're seeing what it looks like when someone who doesn't have that corruption inside of them, what their like Force plane looks like. Beautiful. Here we go. That was awesome. That was moving.
Not another step. This is a secure facility.
You will bring me the most important artifact you have stored here.
We will bring you the most important artifact we have stored here.
Holy shit! He just comes back with a holocron? Thank you. I know what this is. Gracchus the Hutt had a bunch of them on Nar Shaddaa. A holocron. They're records of important information the Jedi wanted to preserve. The first time I saw one, I didn't know what to do. But now I do. You reach out, touch them with the Force. Oh shit, it's opening. Hello, Jedi. My name
is Grandmaster Yoda of the Jedi Council. Many things do I have to teach you. Listen and learn, you will.
What? He gets extracurricular teachings from Yoda through a holocron? What? Oh my goodness. That's so cool, and that's such a good way to supplement the training that we see him receive in the movies, because it always feels like a little bit of, like, he could have used a little more teaching. This is why he has that formal level of skill at the time of Return of the Jedi. He learned from the holocron. Okay. I always have wondered why he left Dagobah, interrupted his training to fight at Cloud City. Time passes. The next time we see him, he's using Force Choke and doing all these tricks in Return of the Jedi, and yet he still hasn't gone back to Dagobah? You think that he would have tried to reach out to Yoda again. It turns out he was like, well, I've got this holocron. I've got Yoda in a can. I don't need to go back to Dagobah and get my Chanel boots messy. That's totally what he did. Fascinating. I can't wait to see this continue, to see his remote learning with Yoda take off. This is cool. And look, he's wearing like traditional Jedi robes here too. Man. Totally. He's gonna get some Zoom sessions with old Yodes. I love it.
Make sure to turn your mic on. So know why you are following. I do.
Awesome. These have been two absolutely killer issues today on Comics with Katarn, starting with Crimson Reign, #1, and then Star Wars #19, both by Charles Soule. This issue especially was awesome. I loved how much continuity we had between this and the issue of Vader Dark Lords of the Sith, when Vader fought Master Infil Ah, broke the dam, just wiped out the village, and then he took Infil Ah's crystal and he used Sith bleeding to turn it into the red Kyber crystal that we are all familiar with from the original trilogy. Really cool that we finally get that referenced again. I think that's badass. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you did not catch the beginning of the stream where I read Crimson Reign #1, don't worry. You'll be able to catch the replay, as this whole thing is going to get archived up on YouTube. Dr. Holocron, I know, right? Knights of Ren versus Vader is going to be ridiculous. Not to mention, they might have their hands full with Vonnet, because we know from the terrifying tales that Vonnet actually is a little bit formidable. Hell, we knew that from IDW's Tales from Vader's Castle and Ghost from Vader's Castle, too. My theory is that they're going to show up at Fortress Vader, and Vader's not even going to be there. Vader's going to be off doing something, and they're going to have to contend with Vonnet and, like, the security forces or something like that. No, either way, it's gonna be fun. If Vader is in there, he's gonna pick them off one by one. They have no chance. No chance at all. Awesome. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned for more awesome content. I might stream some Jedi Fallen Order later today. We will see. I'm actually about to go off and get a COVID booster, so we'll see how I feel after that. I might want to just go to bed. We'll see what happens. But thanks for watching, everybody. And as always, may the Force be with you.